Hey there, happy Finance Friday from your hat dude wearing mortgage guy. Beautiful day here in downtown Coral Springs.
Way downtown.
Way downtown Coral. I mean, Craig, this is really downtown Coral Springs, right?
I mean, I think we have a downtown now, I think.
Right, right. I mean, Coral Springs, that's a whole story in itself, how it was born out of it was a suburban oasis created in the 60s and 70s and 80s. And here we are. We're kind of a happening part of Western Broward County now. So I like to say we're in downtown Coral Springs.
I'll go with it.
All right, sounds good. Well, as usual, we're going to talk about three things. Talk about mortgage rates. We're talking about specialty product, and then and actually a third thing today is I'm going to talk about the down payment assistance seminar having here at the Coral Springs Kai's office tomorrow morning. So mortgage rates. The Freddie Mac weekly survey came out, and what are they saying about rates, Craig?
Rates have still been in this range. They're still, a little below, a little above 7, something like that. We're seeing some people, obtaining some better rates, and depending on the qualifications and things, sometimes a little higher. We just recently have had two big economic reports that come out. There are economic reports come out all the time. The two biggest ones that the mortgage industry usually looks at are the employment report, non-farms payroll. That came out a week ago today, was a little stronger than people were expecting. Usually, what's better for jobs market, what's better for the economy is usually worse for rates, but it didn't hurt too bad. So Wednesday we had CPI, which is the biggest inflation report of the month. And so those are the two biggest economic reports. The inflation report was actually better than expected. That's usually good for rates. And then today, unfortunately, Friday, we've got some global
Yes.
turmoil going on, and sometimes that helps rates. It doesn't seem to be having much of an impact one way or the other today. And obviously, unfortunate that's going on in the world, but that's what it is.
It's reality. I mean, these are the things that have influence our rates. But generally speaking, I mean, these two reports come out pretty much kind of the beginning, first half of the month. Almost sets the tone for the next few weeks until the next reports come out. That, of course, we have the Federal Reserve meets every 6 weeks, and everybody just makes a big hoorah about that. Um, but really, these two reports are kind of the big ones, at least for us in our industry. And
Yes,
like you said, right now, kind of rates hovering right around the 7%. FHA and VA might be slightly lower depending on a number of
sure.
factors, but this is kind of a ballpark average if you're using a calculator to try to help determine maybe possible mortgage payments for your prospective clients. So let's call it in that 7% range. One of a kind of a big win, especially I've seen this a lot recently, and I submitted a loan application this week, and I want to talk about the 2-1 rate buy down. And we're seeing a lot more of that, right, Craig? And I know we had a great story here a few weeks back with a listing agent in regards to 2-1 rate buy down.
It's a huge tool. So I mean, if you're the 2-1 buy down basically is something that a seller can offer to pay for a buyer. And what it does is it reduces the interest rate for the buyer for the first 2 years of the loan. They get a below market interest rate. And so it's been a huge tool. It's been getting used a lot. If you're a buyer, you can make an offer and ask a seller to pay for that as part of your offer. If you're a seller, you can market your property using it to attract buyers and get deals together. We have an agent that works down in Homestead. Great story. They had a property that they had listed for $610,000. They weren't getting any showings. Nothing was happening. They said, okay, let's get the price point a little bit below six. They lowered the price from 610 to 599. Crickets, no showings.
Right.
Then they had heard about the buy down. They asked us about it again. How do the numbers work? So we kind of went through the whole thing, raised the price from then we were started at 610, 599. Now they went to 614. But they said, hey, we'll pay. The seller's offering a 2-1 buy down for any buyer on this property. They had several showings right away, and within a week they got a contract on that property. So it does work.
Awesome. That's
If you're a seller, it works. If you're a buyer, it works. You don't have to wait for rates to come down by kind of incorporating that into the mix. It's an unbelievable tool, and we'd be happy to educate you more about it, individually.
absolutely. As a matter of fact, this deal I handed in this week. I had spoken to the borrower about it. I've been working with her for about 4 or 5 weeks now, and she says, "No, I'm upwardly mobile. I have a self-employed business on the side. I make more money, but right now that payment's kind of hard for me." And I said, "Well, you anticipate making more money?" And I said, "Oh, absolutely." She's been saving her money. She put 20% down. I explained to her the rate buy down, what exactly it is, and the cost to the seller. So her and her agent, they put an offer on a place, and this home had been sitting for about 7 months. So the seller entertained the offer. It's 2.4% of the loan amount. That's the cost. And we could talk about that on another call. So the seller and the listing agent accepted the offer. Now we have a contract. So really, really good stuff. And I am seeing, and I know you're seeing a lot more of the 2-1 rate buy down, very popular. And we also have the availability to give remarks and some information to any listing agent that they could advertise it in the MLS, right?
Well, absolutely. We help agents use this to help market their property. We do it every day. So be happy
Awesome.
to.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Lastly, in closing, coming up hopefully on July 1st here, the state of Florida legislature is going to be passing their budget. Within that budget will be the Hometown Heroes. I believe this is the fourth summer we're looking to have this launched, and it's been a great down payment assistance program for buyers. We don't have the details just yet, but I am having a first time homebuyer seminar in the Kai's Coral Springs office tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. It lasts about an hour, and I go over not necessarily just the Hometown Heroes, but about buying a home. What's an appraisal? What's a title insurance policy? And I got to go through the numbers and everything. So, anyone that's out there, agents, prospective first time home buyers, would love to see you here at the Kai's Coral Springs office tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the first home buyer seminar in beautiful downtown Coral Springs, right?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It should be a
So,
great. That should be a great event. Those you guys always do a great job with those, and all
absolutely.
the people that I know that have gone through those the presentations in the past, they really feel like they come out educated, and I'm sure it'll be a great day
Yeah, really, really looking forward to it. Good stuff. As always, we're going to help you close more deals, and we will see you at the closing table, right, Craig?
at the closing table.
All right, sounds good. Have a great weekend. All right.